Gary Oak has returned several times in Pokemon Journeys and become a main member of the Project Mew Chasers, so this gets me thinking, what is his best team of 6, maybe the team that could help him in his Project Mew final challenge. That is if we even get to see it at this point. But that aside, let's talk about what I think Gary Oak's ultimate Pokemon team is, and I hope you enjoy. Kicking us off, we have Gary's very first Pokemon, Blastoise. Obviously, as Blastoise was going to make it into this team, it is probably his strongest and most trusted Pokemon. Just like Ash and Pikachu, these two have been together from the start. And Gary brings out Blastoise for some very important battles, including taking on Ash in the Johto League, and more recently we've seen Blastoise a few times in Pokemon Journeys, and I've actually really liked how Journeys has given more shine to Blastoise, because the original series played coy with which starter Gary actually picked, so we didn't see much of it. But in Journeys we've seen it put in work against Moltres, and then again we saw it in the raid mission with the Regis, so it has been given some fantastic recent development, and it of course makes it into this team. Next up is Arcanine. This is another Pokemon that I've always linked to Gary. One of the first memories I have of Arcanine is Gary using it against Ash in this extreme Pokemon race, and of course getting swept aside by Mewtwo in that very brief battle with Giovanni. But similar to Blastoise, this Pokemon is just a must-have for Gary's team. It's strong, it's got experience, it has battled in huge battles like against Ash, and I love how it recently was brought back to the Ice Raid battle with Articuno. Although it was pretty easily defeated by sheer cold, it was still nice to see it after such a long time. Next up is Umbreon, and Gary was the first main character in the anime to own an Eevee. He started this long trend of companions and rivals owning one, and even as an Eevee this Pokemon had some amazing power, managing to take down a post-Orange Islands Pikachu after Ash had just won the whole competition. And then evolving into Umbreon, it got even better. Umbreon is one of the coolest looking Pokemon, and seeing Gary have one was something special. It was just a shame that apart from that one really good Johto episode, we barely got to see it do much in the original series. However, that was made up for in Sinnoh, where it appeared quite a few times, and then just like Arcanine, it was taken down by that sheer cold Articuno. But Umbreon is a trademark of Gary, and it would for sure be an important member of this ultimate team. Real quick, a few honourable mentions that just missed out on this team. We have the two recent additions to his team in Journeys being Tyranitar and Hatterene. I know leaving Tyranitar out of an ultimate team is a ballsy decision, but we have only seen Gary use it once. We was all hyped to see it in action, and it literally got defeated in one hit without doing a single thing. So it doesn't deserve to be on this main team. And then Hatterene, a similar situation really. It was just a last minute throw in my opinion. It didn't really do much. It's cool to see him have one, but nothing special happened. A few of his old original series Pokemon were definitely in contention as well, but none of them really did enough. The likes of Nidoking, Magmar and Scizor were all cool, powerful Pokemon, but they only made brief appearances. On to another Pokemon that Gary owned before a major rival, and that is Electivire. Gary's Electivire was sort of the prologue to what would finally be Paul's and one of Ash's toughest challenges. But still, Gary's is no slouch either. We first got introduced to it after Ash had won the Battle Frontier. It battled Ash's Pikachu, and of course Gary won. Gary had the knack of coming and knocking Ash down a few pegs after he just achieved a massive goal. But Electivire is a powerhouse who would deserve to get into Gary's best team. It was prominent in Diamond and Pearl along with Umbreon, and it also came back in Journeys for a cameo in the battle against Moltres, helping Gary get through the trial. Next up is Gary's most recent capture, and that is of course Regidrago. I mean, it's pretty insane that Gary even owns this thing, being a legendary Pokemon and a beast in battle. It would be a shame if we never actually get to see Gary use it in a real battle. He caught it in the Project Mew mission while Go caught Regieleki. Both of them are super cool, but I think Regidrago fits Gary perfectly, and let's be honest, it's about time Gary was just given an OP Pokemon to go with his attitude and skills as a trainer. So if Gary was to put together his ultimate team one day, then for sure he can bring this Regi along. And to finish things off, I've gone with my wildcard pick, and that is Nidoqueen. I wanted to include one of his original Pokemon that he used back in the original series, but a lot of them were just one-off league Pokemon, but Nidoqueen felt a bit more personal. It feels like a Gary Pokemon. To my surprise, Nidoqueen was never actually used in the games by Blue. However, Gary did have one, and it made its mark on me, especially early on where Gary appears at Oak's lab in a damn cloak, and Nidoqueen cuts open the tent and saves the day. Nidoqueen deserves a spot on the list for that alone. But he also battled Ash in a 6-on-6 battle in the Johto League and managed to take down Ash's Tauros, so it has power and it's been proven, and from all the other Kanto Pokemon that Gary has owned, this felt like the right pick. But that is it for Gary's ultimate Pokemon team. Let me know what you think. Which 6 Pokemon would you want to be on his team and why? Let me know which ones I missed, and be sure to like and subscribe for more Gary Oak content. and I'll see you next time.